Hello everybody, I'm a little under the weather, but we are back for another video where we're covering another one of the Alpha Legion's many tricks, and I think it's one of their perhaps strongest ones, and it has to do with one of their enhancements, and that enhancement is the Shroud of Obfuscation, which is a 15-point enhancement for one infantry character. That is, of course, in the Deceptors detachment, which is themed around Alpha Legion and trickery and things of that ilk, one may say. It is a very simple but also very powerful enhancement that gives the character that you give it to lone operative, which is of course fantastic. It means you can't be shot outside of 12 inches, and it guarantees stealth. So anything that does get close is at -1 to hit, which is really useful because a lot of the things that might get close may not be opportune at killing you and might not have the quantity of shots to be able to effectively do it with that debuff. This is, of course, very powerful, and for 15 points, it seems almost auto-include on a couple characters. There's one that seems better than the other, but there is a good argument for the other one, I think. Let's get into the first of those two characters. That is, of course, the Jump Pack Lord. I think this is the first thought that everyone had, is giving this guy the Shroud of Obfuscation. Fast-moving lone operatives are, like, super sought after. There's a reason that Ghost Keels and stuff like that are very popular and successful in competitive 40k and in casual as well, of course. And with the Jump Pack Lord, you get a 12-inch moving, moderately tough, I believe he has 5 wounds, Space Marine character that can pack either Twin Lightning Claws or a Power Fist, which lets him fight much better than most lone operatives you would find, like, say, what's the lone operative I can think of off the top of my head? Snickrot, for example, who is fighty but not quite as fighty, and he's not the best example. I probably just should have used like a Calexis assassin. Don't know why I didn't think of that first. Regardless, this guy is fast moving, 12 inches. He has fly. He can move through terrain because he's infantry. And with the -1 to hit, any of the tertiary forces that might get in his way are going to have a hard time killing him, but he's going to have an easy time killing them, given the fact that he is a really powerful melee weapon. Now, of course, you won't be getting his leader buff with this, because if he's leading a unit, he then loses lone operative, so he would be on his own. But having one of these guys, either in Deep Strike or just starting on the board, gives you an invaluable objective monkey that can move across the board in about 2 turns' time, especially with advancing, and has enough might to take off lighter units and even things like Space Marines to a reasonable extent to take objectives from them or complete secondary objectives, which is definitely very interesting, especially with the upcoming new mission pack. But I think there is another character that can make good use of this, and that is the Terminator Lord. Now, it is going to seem a little odd as to why I recommend the Terminator Lord uses it, but I think he completes something similar to the Phobos Librarian with Infiltrators, where if you give it to a Terminator Lord and then sit him on your home field objective, you can have him, you can't shoot him, and you can't deep strike within 12 inches if you use the scrambled coordinates. Have a couple units of cultists, and you'll really be blocking out almost all of your deployment zone, and the strong board control that the Deceptors detachment naturally has, of course, lets you to basically screen out all deep striking and make it so that deep striking really isn't an option, which is important because a lot of things do want to start deep strike, whether it's Scions or, say, Obliterators from the Chaos Space Marines in mirror matches. But there is one problem, and that is Cypher, who is a good bit cheaper, but he also has his pistols, which do hit harder than his combi bolter, though they are closer range, so you might not get to use them. He also costs about 15 points cheaper than the Lord with the enhancement, but the Lord does have a halves damage mechanic, which makes it even harder to kill him, even if you do get in range to shoot him. And he's still a Chaos Lord, which means he's still moderately fighty in melee with a Power Fist, or if you wanted, you could bring Twin Lightning Claws for, say, more horde clearing if you get charged by Guardsmen, or Eldar Howling Banshees, for example. I'm just thinking of fragile horde models that will charge into you. Regardless, I think this guy is a fine choice, but you're kind of weighing it up against Cypher, which I think does the job just about as well for a little bit cheaper. But I still wanted to mention the Terminator Lord because I do think it is a viable thing, especially because not everyone wants to use epic heroes, so this guy can be your stand-in for Cypher. You could use a normal Chaos Lord, but I think this guy has more value in sticking on an objective and not giving up. Anyways, I've been Spoons Rattling. Hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.